Hey guys, it's Danny Bell. I hope you guys are having an awesome day today so far. Today we are back on our Wintercore island of Polarbelle. I'm so excited because we're actually going to be doing our first speed build on this new island that we've started here. I can't wait. This is a new series on the channel, and if you are new to the channel, welcome. I'm so glad you're here, and to all of the subscribers, welcome back. I'm so glad that we can share this new island together. So this space over here is kind of where we're going to be working today. We're going to be creating a sunken pathway type of build with lots of natural terraforming. This space will actually be in our flyover zone on the island, so I'm really excited to kind of zhuzh up this area. So let's speed things up and get going. I can't wait to get started on this build. Now, if you've been watching the channel for a while, one of the things you all will know about me is that I really like to make a wow factor for my flyover zone on my islands. It's one of my favorite things. I don't know, it's just something about when you're coming to visit your friends, or if someone's coming to visit you, it's just so nice to get this amazing first impression. So usually when I start a new island, one of the first things I try to do is mark out on the map sort of where the flyover zone is on the island. And I sometimes will start there. I don't always. Sometimes I'll start with the entrance itself, but that's one of my favorite places to start, especially if you have a certain area on your island like the flyover zone that you're going to be using as a focal point. I just think it's a great place to start. That way you're not restricted in your area for what you want to build, and yeah, that's kind of the idea behind that. So for this section, what I've done is, once you have the ability to open up and unlock the airport, I highly recommend going to visit a friend, flying over your island on the way back. Just sort of take note and notice which section of the island is sort of the space that you see as you're flying over towards the airport. And I tend to try to, if I can, mark it out either by placing items there, just kind of along that diagonal path, and just kind of pay attention to how I want to maybe either terraform it or what type of build I want to put in that section. So for Polarbelle, this is actually going to be a pretty natural type of island. It's been a minute since we've done this, you guys. If you were along with us for the last series on the channel, we did a realistic city core island. I had so much fun doing that island, and I can't thank you all enough for all of your support and all of your kind feedback, and oh my goodness, we had so much fun. So if you are looking for realistic city type of build ideas, check out that playlist. The name of the island is Honeybell. Now for Polarbelle, like I said, going back to the natural type of roots, so we're going to be doing quite a bit of terraforming on this island. I'm looking forward to creating a lot of different builds on this island, not just natural, but a few cute different builds for the villagers' homes, things of that nature, anything basically surrounding the tundra theme. I've been spending a lot of time going online and just looking up pictures of the tundra type of biome and different beautiful pictures in places like Alaska, and yeah, really excited. I do like to kind of draw inspiration from real life photos when I can for Animal Crossing builds. I think it's really helpful, especially when you're doing natural terraforming, just to kind of have a little bit of an idea in your head of how you kind of want to shape the different pieces of land that you're terraforming. So as you can see here, we'll catch up with this build. I've just sort of spent some time building up this area. We're creating a pathway with an incline at the end, and then creating two second tier areas of land. Now, with the natural terraforming, it's a little bit different than building in this city. These specs are not exact, so depending on what type of space you have on your island, feel free to tweak this type of build for yourself on what you could do. You could for sure expand this, make a huge, really super long incline from, that runs the entire length of your island. You could do a shorter version. Just kind of work with what space you have on your island. Since we're very new to Polarbelle, it's really nice to be able to kind of create this the way that I envisioned it, with all the space that we have, and we'll sort of build the other builds around this, sort of branching out like a wagon wheel. That's sometimes how I prefer to do my islands, especially when they're naturally terraformed. But first things first, the easiest part is to just sort of start by creating these two big blocks. I like to sort of think of terraforming as ice sculpting in a way. I know I really wasn't trying to make a joke there, but I totally get it since this is a Wintercore island. But really and truly, if you can kind of create these larger pieces of terraforming, either second or third tier, depending on what you're looking to do on the island, and then sort of hack away and shape it to be smaller than the actual initial space you've created, that tends to be a really great concept, and make sure that you have plenty of space to do what you want to do. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and place our second incline here, and we're gonna pay Lloyd. We'll kind of be doing some time hopping here, fast forwarding through the days, because we're actually using 3 inclines for this build. So now that we have our 2 inclines here, we have our sunken area. I've sort of shaped this to be an I shape. Now you could sort of change it depending on, like I said, what area you have to work with, but I really like this. I wanted it to sort of be a straight shot, and then once we can kind of go to the next day and get our third ramp situated, Yes, love this. Okay, so far so good. Now we have this beautiful walkway right here that we can now begin to decorate with waterscaping and placing some trees and shrubs. I'm really excited to kind of use the trees and shrubs again. I feel like I was very limited as far as doing a city core island for a while was really fun, but I didn't get to use a lot of the naturey things. There weren't a ton of trees, really didn't use hardly any waterscaping on our city core island, so I've kind of missed this. I do enjoy the natural terraforming. Let me know in the comments, guys, what is your favorite type of Animal Crossing decorating for you to do? Do you like to do the natural terraforming, or do you prefer to do more of like the city core vibe where you're sort of creating buildings and things that are more squared off? Let me know in the comments because I always love to hear from you guys. Okay, so we're basically just adding some waterscaping. I hate to say it, but I don't have a super exact technique, I guess, when I'm doing waterscaping on an island. I just sort of start hacking away, and for sure, like terraforming in this game, if you're newer to the game, it can feel very, very overwhelming, but once you kind of get the hang of it, it's just a lot of trial and error, and the more you do it, the easier it gets. So that's my best advice if you're kind of new to terraforming. Don't give up, just be patient with yourself, and eventually you'll sort of be able to find the shape in the water and on the cliffs that you're looking for. It's a lot of digging and replacing pieces of land, and yeah, definitely overwhelming at first, but it for sure gets easier. Okay, so now I've created this little trench. I kind of wanted to create a glacier type of effect. I'm not entirely sure how we're gonna do that, but my idea was kind of having this tiny little, this waterway right here, like a straight, kind of the idea of where the mountain peaks meet, that sort of thing. So that's kind of what we're doing here. I wanted to be able to hop across back and forth because even though this is gonna be natural, I do want there to sort of be defined pathways so that if people are exploring the island, they can find their way around fairly easily. We're going to drop in some trees over here, add a little bit of waterscaping here on the bottom part of this walkway. Now, I've seen a lot of different versions of sunken pathways. Some of them are incredibly beautiful. I know Let's Play recently did one on her last island where it was mostly water, lots and lots of water. It was incredibly beautiful. So you could do a walkway like this either way. I think doing it just the way that feels really right for you and whatever theme for your island. You know, if you're doing a tropical island, you might want to have a ton of water in this type of design. And in this case, we're a little bit more focused on the land, but I think it's going to come together nicely. Okay, let's fast forward a little bit. I went ahead and added a little bit of pathing because, oh my gosh, guys, the pathing takes forever to do. We've added this cute frozen pathway here that I found on the portal that is sort of this snowy wooden boards. I love this. I'll be sure to put all of the custom designs that we're using in this build today in the description of the video for you guys. So if you're looking for something like this to use on your island, you'll have it readily available. Okay, so we went ahead and added these huge waterfalls in the front, and I thought it would be fun to put some of the rusty fence in front here just to kind of frame it in a little bit and put in some shrubs. Of course, the beautiful holly berries are in season right now. Honestly, I don't know that they will be by the time we finish. Polarbelle will probably be towards like February time, definitely before the snow is over is my goal to get this island completely finished. So it's entirely possible we just might have some cute little blank snowy bushes, which is totally cute. I think I can work with that. And then just kind of adding little sprigs of rock pattern here and there. Definitely some of the wheat field item. I feel like the wheat field item is going to be clutch in this island. It's such a great item. I think that it works really well, especially if you really love the look of weeds. I think that that was a huge trend in our Animal Crossing community prior to the 2.0 update. A lot of people planted weeds in different areas, let them kind of grow in to get that brambly look to kind of achieve that style of builds and things like that on your island. But yeah, the wheat field item has been huge. Love it. Love that there's a few different colors. I'm not entirely sure. I might end up changing these to sort of the light green color to give it that frosty effect. But for now, just kind of trying things out. I think that when you're doing new builds, especially if you're starting a new theme on your island, it's fun to just try different things out. And it's fantastic that we can actually fly over to Harv's Island now and pay Reese and Cyrus a little bit of money to recustomize different colors on items. I really love that. Okay, so we're just going to be placing in, again, some more pathing and then probably plant some flowers. I'm looking forward to adding some sprigs of colors. I'm thinking for this island, as far as colors go, I would really like to add in lots of purples, things of that nature. I think that would be really pretty against the snow, just sort of mixing in a little bit of coloration. So yeah, hopeful to get some purple flowers kind of planted in here, maybe some white tulips I thought would be pretty. So yeah, really excited to kind of use some more of the flowers and naturey type of things. I've really missed that doing city core previously. Okay, so we're placing more items. I'm just putting out some things like this brick well, and love, love, love the glowing moss boulder, you guys. I think this is also going to be a heavily used item on Polarbelle, and really excited to use some of the glowing moss itself. It's so cute, you guys. The glowing moss in the wintertime. I mean, who knew it was such an adorable item? I think that wintertime in Animal Crossing is just a completely different style of decorating. I feel like everything is sort of muted, and the pathway, if you are not accustomed to using any of the in-game pathing, check it out, because the in-game pathing against the snow is completely different looking than it is in the spring and summertime. So if you want something that's a little bit more subdued and muted, for sure check that out. I have a feeling we'll be using some on the island here as well. Okay guys, so I came up with this thought. I wanted to create a log bridge here. This was sort of impromptu, but there is a really, really super cute log bridge type of pattern on the portal. We actually used it a long time ago on an old forest core island, Everbell. This was a 1.0 island, and I kind of wanted to use it again. So I thought it might be a nice way to sort of branch this area across the river. So we're going to be creating this little space that's 3 squares wide going across the river, and then creating a 1 square bridge here right across, sort of connecting the cliffs. And then once we do that, we're going to go over to the other side, use this adorable pattern. I mean, you guys, how cute is this? It legit looks like a log. I know that this has been used quite a bit in our community, but oh my gosh, it's still an oldie but a goodie, and I totally am in love with it. I think we'll have to maybe put some beavers or something down there. I haven't decided yet, but really excited to be able to use that. All right, let's finish this up. I wanted you guys to get a sneak peek at it before we wrap up the video for today. I'm pretty happy with this. I'm sure that there's probably a few items that I might add here and there, maybe some more flowers as we branch things out, continuing to build on the island. But yes, check this out. I love this, and I love the little hop right here with the water. I'm really happy with how the terraforming came together. Like I said, terraforming can be a huge challenge. I think it poses a major challenge for a lot of us playing this game, and so really excited with what we can come up with for this island. I think we'll probably stash some villager houses back here, sort of create some cute little log cabin areas, maybe some ice fishing areas. But all in all, I'm really happy with how this build came together. I love the hopping action in the game, love that you can sort of hop across these spaces, and just little things like adding the garden bunny over there and the duck decoy I think can add a lot of visual interest. I'm really happy with this adorable little bridge. It's so tiny and cute, and just using the little wood partitions I think was a really great way to sort of section it off. I tried a few different items, and the fence was a little bit too much, so I think that the wooden partitions will be perfect. We're gonna walk right through here just so you can get one more look at it. Like I said, really happy with how this came together. I might end up changing the coloration on the wheatfield item. I do find the brown to be really pretty. It's a little harsh against the snow, but yeah, we'll have to work with it. Love this pattern too for the pathing. I did find this on the portal, so as I said before, I will put all of the custom designs that we used in the video in the description, so that if you guys are looking for this path to maybe try out on your island. Love the little snowy rock pattern as well, so I'll be sure to list that in there too, and all of the cute little snowy animal tracks. Yes, very excited. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that it brought you some inspiration on ideas on what you can do for your flyover zone on your island, or if you're just looking for some ideas on how to sort of create the look of a sunken pathway. I hope that it brought you some inspiration. Just as a reminder, you can find me on Instagram at Peppy Crossing Play, so please feel free to follow on there. I do post pictures after we do builds, and we're going to be doing more subscriber island tours sort of in between doing builds on Polarbelle. So I'm really looking forward to coming over to see more of your islands and showcasing all of your amazing ideas and your talents. So can't wait to share that with you. Coming up, we'll probably be doing more villager hunts here on Polarbelle, just to sort of round out our villager collection that we have going on for all of our Polarbelle dreamies. So feel free to drop your ideas in the comment section. Thank you so much for joining me. Wishing you all an amazing day. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.